foundation first impression. I'm wearing it right now. It is the new Rimmel foundation. It's the Match Perfection 24-Hour Moisture Pore Blurring Effect Foundation. Let's see. This is in the color 200 Soft Beige. It is a little too dark for me, but I went ahead and made it work. So this foundation retails at $4.97 at Walmart. That's where I got this one. You can also buy it at Walgreens and Target. I sell it there, but of course Walgreens is going to be more expensive. Walmart's always the cheapest. And this foundation comes in 14 shades, which isn't a lot, but kind of. Let's see. This says it's an invisible, mistake-proof foundation for visibly perfected and healthier looking skin. It's weightless. Its smooth texture blends with skin's real tone instead of masking it. 24-hour moisture complex leaves skin feeling hydrated, and then it has a soft focus powers to help reduce imperfection, pores, and dark circles. It has an SPF of 20. So if you would like to see the demo, please keep watching. And like I said in the demo, I'm going to check in throughout the day to let you guys know like how it's holding up and like how I'm liking it and stuff like that. So keep on watching. Man, I look great. I look angry with these eyebrows. So let's go ahead and get into this foundation review. So I first started off by spraying my face with this Tatcha Luminous Skin Mist. My skin's been kind of dry, so I needed something extra. And now I'm gonna go in with the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. Wow, my face just soaked up that one pump, and normally I only use one pump for my whole face, but I'm gonna have to use a little more, I guess. Where my face always turns like bright red after I wear primer. My face always turns bright red like after I apply primer. Like, does that happen to any of you? So I'm gonna start off by doing half my face first so we can like see a difference. So I'm also gonna be using a beauty blender as well. Just picking it up with the beauty blender, and let's go with this side. So my initial thought is it's kind of thick, but it seems to be blending out pretty well. It's like thick and creamy, if that makes sense. Which I think I should have got like one shade lighter. I think it looks pretty good so far. It blends out really nicely, so now let's do, so I am just gonna do half my face so we can see the coverage. I mean, I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, it's a little, it's like 1.5, 2 shades dark for me right now, but that's okay. And one layer seems to be covering up a lot. So that's one layer. So before and after. I really like it. It looks like it's giving me a matte finish. And there's a couple spots that it didn't cover up with one layer. So let's go ahead and do another layer just so we can see if it's buildable. So it does seem to be buildable. Did you see that little red dot just like instantly disappear? I'm about to look crazy because this is not my right color right now, but at least you can see it. So it does build very nicely, and it doesn't look like it's really caking up at all. So that's the second layer. Man, I look crazy. And it does build very, very easily, and it looks like it's like kind of a sheen, but then it dries matte from what I can tell. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Born This Way, but more matte. What do you guys think? I think I like it. Just call me Two-Faced. I can be in the new, what is that? Spider-Man? Superman? Batman. So this is 2 applications, and it looks really nice. Like, I really like it. And it is drying matte, as you can tell. There's a little bit of sheen right here, but it is drying matte from what I can see in my mirror, but it's not like too matte. Like, you can still see a little gleam. Struggles of growing out bangs, for real. So I'm gonna do the other half with a brush so you can see how it applies with a beauty blender and how it applies with a brush. I feel like I haven't used a brush for my foundation in forever because I love the beauty blender, but I'm bringing back an oldie. This is the Sigma Flat Top Kabuki F80. I'm sure everybody has it at this point, so I'm just gonna be doing the same thing on this side. Oh my gosh, it feels so weird using a brush after, man, I feel like I haven't used a brush like seriously in months. So it's buffing in pretty good. Like they always say if you use a beauty blender, it soaks up the product, but in my opinion, I feel like when I use a brush, it like takes the product away from me. Like more than the beauty blender. So I still have to say I prefer the beauty blender for my foundation, but for those of you that don't have the beauty blender, I think a brush works just as well. So that is 1 application with the brush, and that is 2 applications with the beauty blender. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back in for a second layer with the brush. And it feels like it's more buildable with the brush than it is with the beauty blender, as you can see. Say the finish is the same. So it has the same finish with the beauty blender and it has the same finish with the brush. I just think it's easier to build up with the brush than it is the beauty blender. It's still drying, but it's giving me that like matte look without being too matte. Does that make sense? And I'm like really dry. So I think this is a good one for me because I know the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, that is too matte for me, like way too matte. And this one seems to be working out pretty well. I'm just like using the beauty blender to just kind of get like some extra product off and then just kind of blend it all together. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my makeup and then I'll be back for a final review after I put on like my blush and bronzer and all that stuff. So I will be right back. So I just wanted to get on here real quick while I'm in the middle of finishing off my face, but I did notice that the foundation is starting to come off, like right here. If you can see that. It's like when you put cream on top of that foundation, it like starts to like come off. So maybe I need to use a different setting powder possibly, but that so far is a big no-no in my book. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to put my bangs down. Ugh, like they look like a hot mess, but whatever. Okay, so I went ahead and applied all of my, let me move this. I went ahead and applied all my face makeup on top of the foundation, and I like how it looks. Again, it is too dark for me right now, but hey, whatever. So I really like how it applies. I like the finish of it. I think it's very nice. The only thing I didn't like is I noticed when I applied my concealer right here that it was like, it's like the concealer was taking off the foundation. Or it could have been my setting powder that I used to bake my under eye. It could have been like a couple of things, but I did notice that it kind of took it off around here. But I mean, so far it looks really good. So I normally have problems of foundation like caking around my mouth, but that looks pretty good. It does look like it might start to get kind of patchy throughout the day, but I will continue to check in with you guys on this first impression. But so far, I mean, I really actually like it. And you can't beat the price. So, and it has like really decent coverage, as you could see like when I was doing the demo. But so far, I give it a go, and I will be back in probably about 2 hours to check in, and then I'll come back like a couple hours later after that to give my like final review. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. So it is now 8 o'clock. Well, 7:59. It's been 6 hours since I've had this foundation on, and I think that it still looks good everywhere. I did eat. I think it still looks good. It didn't start to cake here, which I thought it would, and it didn't. The only place that I'm starting to get like a little oily is my T-zone, but that's normal with any foundation. So, I mean, I think it was like, when I first put it on, it was like way darker on my neck, and I feel like it started to oxidize and kind of like soak into my neck, so it's not as extreme as I thought it was when I first put it on. So now I'm just gonna fix myself with a little bit of powder, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and this is in 120. And then I'm just gonna use the sponge that came in it. I love this powder. It is awesome. And I almost broke it. Okay, so now that I'm back to being matte, you can see, like, I love that powder. It is awesome. I'm gonna go run to Target, I guess, because it's Friday night and I don't know what else to do. So when I get back from Target, I'll do my final review on this foundation. And yeah. Alright, I'll see you soon. Bye. Hey, so this is my last check-in. It's 10:34. So I've had this foundation on for about 8 to 9 hours, I think. Yeah, about 8 to 9 hours, and it still looks really good. I did have to powder once, which you saw at 8 o'clock, but other than that, it looks really good. I'm gonna zoom in real close. See, it still looks pretty good. So I definitely do recommend this foundation. I think it's amazing. It looks really nice. I need to go back and get my exact color because it's a little too dark, but I definitely do recommend this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first impression, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.